It's time for Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee, and Okoboji Broadcast is being brought to you by Bank Midwest, Dream Big, Plan Wisely, Live Well, by Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake, Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner, Brand's Law Office in Spirit Lake, by Synergy Chiropractic and Acupuncture in Okoboji, by Bloom and Leonard Agency in Estaville, and HP Insurance Agency with offices in Sibley and Rock Rapids, by Okoboji Mattress Company, 1 mile west of the junction of Highways 9 and 71 in Spirit Lake. Ruthven Locker on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake, Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake, and B Radiant Laser Skin Studio on Highway 71 in Spirit Lake. Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. Sunny day in the Iowa Great Lakes, bit cooler, and we'll just have to see what the rest of the week brings us. We're glad to have with us today Andrew Fisher. He's the CEO of the Bedell Family YMCA. And Andrew, welcome, first of all. Thanks for taking time with me.
Yeah, Jeff, thank you for having me and reaching out about this. We talked the first week that everything changed in our world, and now we're talking as things are starting to change again, and for the positive in that regard. So
absolutely
exciting times, still a lot of questions for everybody, but all in all, very excited about being able to see our members again. Our community is starting to be able to open up in a phased manner, so to speak, and those are things with the weather being nice out. There's some positive things moving forward.
Indeed, and you know, as you know, I'm a longtime member of the Bedell Family YMCA, and so when Governor Reynolds announced that, hey, on May 1st, fitness centers can be open again, my ears perked up and my cardio started going, and I told you when I thought maybe it'd be May 1st, I was going to interview you wearing my sweats just to show you how ready I am to get back to my membership at the Y. But so you're going to take some time to get things reopened. You want to make sure that you're getting all the information you can, not only from the state of Iowa, but also the YUSA, so you've got things in place to keep things safe for not only your members, but also staff.
Right. You know, a lot of things to factor into decisions, and you're talking about on Monday when that announcement came out, you think your ears perked up. A lot of us in our industry, we were being told a lot of mixed messages of when realistically we'd be able to open. And then with everything that happened in Georgia last week, it really started to get some things moving in a faster manner. And across the country, the majority of YMCAs, 95% of their staff have been furloughed, and it's just been a few key staff holding organizations together. And we were in that boat, and so we were starting to get people back into their traditional workspaces. And really, as we were told we could open on a Friday, we still didn't know the guidelines of what that had to look like. We had some ideas and some assumptions, and that's hard to build off of when you just think you know what you know. And even as we sit here today doing the interview, I know I have 3 more Zoom calls today just on talking about updates and recommendations from YUSA.
Right.
The CDC is still working on putting out some recommendations and guidelines for us. And really, it's been a process of talking through things with the staff. As I visited with board members, local health officials, a number of different people on timeframes for us. We came to the decision that May 11th was best suited for our organization. Just as we wanted to gather the right information, get our staff team in place. Staffing as a whole for everybody who is being able to reopen. We're seeing there's some challenges there of being able to get people back into, I guess, our new normal work schedules. We would all, in a perfect world, love to just say, hey, we're going to start right back up and do exactly as we have been for 15 years in this organization, in a facility. And we're realizing every day that that's not what we're tasked to do with it at this point. And so we're asking people, please be flexible and understanding and patient. One of the recommendations that we've been given by YUSA, and even Governor Reynolds alluded to it, is as we're reopening, do it in a measured manner.
Right.
And so we're looking at it and doing it in phases for our organization. And so we're starting out with just the Bedell Family YMCA. The HLPCs are currently going to stay closed. This allows us to centralize our workforce, our cleaning efforts, really just getting an understanding of what this new normal is for us.
Yeah.
And as restrictions are lifted, things begin to change, we'll then be able to evaluate and open more things up to the public. That goes with programs, facility amenities, you name it, even hours of operations. So right now, as we published yesterday on Tuesday, April 28th, we put out our information in regards that we will open on May 11th.
Right.
We're going to operate hours Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
And then we'll have morning hours on Saturday from 7 to 11 a.m. And really we'll have limited facilities available to people, some of which is mandated, some of which is recommendations by a number of different people. So our locker rooms, for instance, something you wouldn't think about, but those are being encouraged to stay closed at this time because it's a congregating space. So we'll have our family changing spaces available for people, as well as our traditional restrooms in the front lobby for those purposes.
Right.
Simple things like your traditional fitness schedules, things of that nature, those are going to change. And so we're working on building out what our new schedule is going to look like, because we have some specific guidelines that we need to stay within. And so we can't have 20 people in a class anymore.
Right.
We need to minimize that. And so we may be offering multiple sessions of a class as opposed to one class. And the timeframes will be spaced out so that you don't have a ton of people congregating together.
Right.
One of the things that is very challenging for our organization is oftentimes people look at coming to the Y as a place where they get to have the opportunity to socialize with people.
Yes.
And right now that's going against what the encouragements are, is the congregating spaces. So the coffee that we traditionally have, we won't be able to have available for a period of time. Lobby furniture isn't going to be available because we've really been told to try to limit giving opportunities for people to hang out, so to speak. Exactly. And so some of those things are sad to see, but we know that this is step one, and we will be able to build off of this for the future.
Yeah.
As we've been already put those announcements out, we knew we'd get a lot of questions back, and people are asking a lot of things in regards to health and wellness equipment. Where is that going to be? Are we going to take things off of line and only certain pieces will be open? One thing that we will be doing is restructuring some of the facility. We will be moving some cardio equipment to the family gym and rearranging some pieces to create proper distancing so we are able to have more equipment online.
Yeah.
We realize we're going to have 2 facilities that are not open at the moment. And so we're funneling more people into this, to this space, so to speak. I would say with that, we're not sure what kind of response we'll get in terms of people coming to the facilities. And so part of this will allow us to help regulate what's being used as well as build out our future plans.
Yes. Well, yeah, and that May 11th date, Andrew, gets you the opportunity to hear more from the CDC, from the YUSA, and just take a look at how things as they roll out, how we continue to do. So obviously, I mean, the very mission of the YMCA is health and wellness for people, for your members, and so you want to do so safely. I know that.
Right, and everything from making sure that we have the opportunity to get all of the necessary protective equipment for the staff, as well as we're going to encourage anybody coming to the facility to wear a mask themselves, and obviously practicing social distancing throughout the process. Realize people haven't seen each other for quite a while, and there's going to be a lot of feelings of people wanting to re-engage, and we're encouraging that, but from a safe distance. And,
Sure.
And some of those questions too are, will you have specific programs like pickleball and things like that available? We will continue to make announcements on what the schedules of the facilities will look like as we get closer to May 11th.
Right.
Those of you who are watching this, you're probably seeing it through Facebook. We would encourage you to continue to monitor the Bedell Family YMCA's Facebook page,
Right.
as we will be rolling out more information there. It's also been a good source for people to ask questions. And in some regards, there's some of the questions we're still awaiting the answers to, and we have the similar questions to that. And so giving us that time to get that information is important to us, as well as really simply just trying to be as prepared as we possibly can.
Absolutely, and that's very much appreciated. And I want to personally show my appreciation for the steps you're taking, Andrew. But I also want to thank the members of the Bedell Y for continuing their membership through this time, because this is why we held on to those memberships. So, it's not just, as we say, gym and swim. It is a source of our health and wellness and family opportunities in the Iowa Great Lakes. And so I know it's been a struggle for people, but our membership of the Bedell Y goes well beyond going in and getting a little cardio on.
Right, and that was something that I was wanting to express in this next segment too. And Jeff, and I'm so glad you started off right there. From a personal note, I just first and foremost want to say thank you to everybody that stuck with us during this time frame. Your support of our membership has been extremely vital of the sustainability of our organization. Nationally, in the coming weeks, you're going to see a number of organizations filing bankruptcy, potentially not opening their doors.
Yeah.
And the YMCA nationally, we realize that there's going to be some changes in our world too. And we're not 100% sure what those all look like. But one thing I can say is I'm very proud of our local area for the support that they've given us, as well as other nonprofits and churches. And I wholeheartedly just want to say thank you. And to those of you who unfortunately had to put your membership on hold or cancel during this difficult time for you, just know we're going to be here for you when it works for you to come back. And we look forward to that day as well. With that, during this time frame, you might have saw during the announcement, one of the things that we're being recommended by our YMCA Alliance is to, at this time, not accept day passes, as well as do nationwide membership reciprocity. They're really trying to encourage us to focus in on our local communities, as well as limit the amount of coming and going from populations. And so does that mean you can't get a membership at the YMCA? No, that doesn't. If you're here for the summer and looking to do that, yes, you can. We obviously are going to encourage anybody that's coming in to the area to self-quarantine for 14 days, as we've been putting out as a community and practicing those pieces. But it doesn't mean that people can't come and join as new members during this time frame. So there's a lot of moving pieces, but thank you for talking about that, Jeff, from a personal standpoint, because as a professional, I'm greatly appreciative of the people that have continued to support us when they didn't have to.
Certainly. And one thing that many things that the Y has continued to do during this time, but community table, a great asset for families during this time. Well, anytime, but you've really stepped that up, and I know it's continuing to go, Andrew.
Yeah. So while the facilities have been closed, it doesn't mean things have stopped. Been doing a number of things, whether it be virtual fitness classes. Camp Foster on their side of the house have been doing a number of virtual activities along with their alumni, putting together arts and craft activities that kids can stop by and pick up from the facilities. You mentioned community table to go. We've been doing that Wednesdays and Thursday evenings. We started that, I guess this will be our third week now. And we'll continue to do that into next week and begin to reevaluate what that looks like. So tonight and tomorrow, we actually will be giving out meals at the Milford HLPC in Milford, as well as the Bedell Family YMCA from 5:30 to 6. These meals are it's a to-go meal that consists of a sandwich, an apple, carrot sticks, chips, and a dessert. I believe we have some ice cream cups to give away tonight as well. And these are great things that you can take home for a meal tonight you can save them for tomorrow to do a picnic with your family. These are first come, first served meals, and no questions, documentation, anything like that is required. It's really the goal is to get food into the community where needed. And so those 2 locations will be available. The other nice thing during this time frame is we have had some leniencies of being able to use our facilities for essential services. And so we've been working with Dickinson County Public Health, and they've been able to resume their child immunization clinics at our facilities on Tuesdays. And so that's been something nice to see our facilities be able to support the local medical people. Yes. Who are doing a ton of things right now for the betterment of our local community. And so we're happy to help that way. In the month of May, we will have 2 blood drives that will also be scheduled in our facility that continue to support our medical field as well. And so doors have been closed for a number of reasons, but they continue to be open for some essential services.
That's right. We stand together shoulder to shoulder as a community, even through social distancing, and the mission of the YMCA and the Bedell Family YMCA is very appreciated, Andrew, by not only its members but our entire community. So we thank you. We salute you.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We stand shoulder to shoulder, even when it has to be 6 feet apart, and supporting one another. And I got to give a lot of credit to the Iowa Great Lakes for being an adaptive area, progressive area in terms of how people have been working with one another to support during this time frame. The Corona Relief Group, who has been working on helping people get food assistance in their homes, and a number of groups in terms of putting masks together and things of that nature. We have a group of members who have created an abundance of masks for us to distribute to our staff to support in that way, and those things are greatly appreciated.
Yes, indeed. Well, we encourage people to continue to frequent the Facebook page for the Bedell Family YMCA to see what steps are being taken and moving forward. And, of course, the website there as well, Andrew. What is that?
Yep. So it's OkobojiYMCA.com, and we'll continue to have more information coming out daily, as you well mentioned. And just know that this is phase 1, and changes will be coming. And do I have timelines and timeframes on that? No, unfortunately, I don't. There's been a lot of questions in regards to why kids, our summer day camp, that's been the number one question, is when can we do that again? And that's something that we're waiting guidance from DHS and as well as the state on what's going to be allowed and what that looks like. And so our staff team is currently working on what that new program looks like. And I say new just because we already know there will be a couple of factors that have to change from previous years.
Sure.
And we're still learning as that's being built out as well.
Okay. Well, as we say in my line of work, stay tuned, and we'll see how things come along and how you'll have to adapt there at the Y, and we'll make the best of it, and we'll support you when the time comes. So, Andrew, I thank you for taking time with me and explaining how this is going to roll out at the Bedell Y.
No, Jeff, thank you for doing what you're doing. This has been a great source of information for people during this time. And I guess just my last urge is, let's continue to be patient, be kind with one another, and we will get through this together.
Yes.
And there's definitely more to come. And we're excited about the first baby step.
All right, as we all are. So, Andrew, thank you for the time, my friend, and you have a safe and healthy day.
All right, thank you, Jeff.
My pleasure. Andrew Fisher, the CEO of the Bedell Family YMCA, has been our guest. We certainly thank him for being with us, and we thank you, as always, for watching me right here on Okoboji Broadcast.